This was quite shocking. No one expected this to happen. Some people will probably say that's justice, but for others, I think they wanted the hands of the law to be the ones to serve this justice.
The former boyfriend of Olympic runner Rebecca Cheptegei has died after allegedly setting her on fire and injuring himself in the process. Dickson Ndiema was named as her attacker in local media after the mum of two was set ablaze with petrol and died days later from organ failure. Ndiema sustained burns across 30% of his body in the reported ambush and has now died in hospital. Cheptegei, 33, suffered horror burns over 75% of her body after her former partner snuck into her home and attacked. And Ugandan journalist Halima Athmani spoke to Sun Sport about the horror attack and Ndiema's motives behind it.
What we have been able to gather is that I think it was a weekend, and Rebecca Cheptegei, the former Olympian, I think she was coming back from church with her family, and then her ex-boyfriend, Damien, who is also now the late. We got information that, there was a bit of a confrontation, and then I think he knew what he wanted to do. He had carried with him a small jerrycan of acid, which he then poured on her, and then she was quickly rushed to hospital. Even before this incident, of course, there were reports that there were confrontations between the two, obviously because of her prize money that she won from the Olympics and maybe previous, monies that she'd gotten. So for many Ugandans, this was a shock. No one expected this to happen. And remember, this was the first case that, for example, in Uganda, we're having of an elite athlete being attacked by an ex-partner. I think the potential motive was, I think there had been skirmishes between the two, mainly because from the arguments that I had, many of these athletic women, they go out there, use their talent to earn money, and when they come back with money, these boyfriends who are basically doing nothing, or some of them who pretend to be either coaches or they are trainers, all their eyes are always on this prize money. So when the lady comes back with the money, the first thing is, I need that money. And when they get the money, they don't even use it for anything good. Most of the time, it's always abused, because for them, if she's run today and won prize money, she's definitely going to run tomorrow and win more prize money. So it just keeps coming. So for them, it's the prize money is where the problem stems from. These women, come back with all these, ideas, and some of them have actually done it. They've come up, set up for themselves good homes, bought property. And for these men, this is a bit envious. In an African culture, for a woman to earn more than you, for a woman to own more property than you. So I think for some men, it rubs their ego the wrong way. And so they look at it in this envious manner. How can she earn more than me? How can she have more than me? So I must fight and make sure that whatever she earns is in my names and not necessarily her name.
And following Ndiema's death, Halima has said there will be those in Uganda who are split on whether justice has truly been served.
Previously, it was, we received a statement from the Kenyan minister. I think it was Murkomen, Minister for Youth and Sports Affairs, who says we are going to make sure that, that Rebecca gets justice. But little did we know, while Rebecca's injuries, they say the acid burnt her, about 80% of her body was burnt. I think in the process of, pouring this acid on her, it also spilled on him. And so he was also nursing injuries. At the time, I think everyone was, clamoring for justice, making sure that even after he comes out of hospital, he faces the law. Unfortunately, now, we wake up to the news that he also has passed on from his injuries. So yes, definitely makes it very complicated. I guess for some people who probably say that's justice, but for others, I think they wanted the hands of the law to be the ones to serve this justice.
For the death of the perpetrator, I can say justice has been done. Why is that? Perhaps if he could have been alive and taken to court, perhaps the victim would not have gotten justice. Perhaps he would have raised money and get out of police cells and eventually out of jail. And at the end of it all, the victim would not have get justice.
I think most of the people are happy now that the gentleman has passed away. Yeah, but 100% are happy. Yeah, that it has become tit for tat.